Incredible greetings. Incredible greetings, everyone. We are back. I had to go drop the little one off. Then I was still on TikTok. So I told y'all 15 minutes, but I was on TikTok. So we're back now, though. All right. So make sure you guys come in. You double tap that screen. Give the video a like as you guys come in. Oh, why I keep flipping it? Okay, not that. I meant to comment. All right, there we go. All righty. Hello. Incredible greetings, everyone. Just allow me to just share this out real quick. And we are going to get started. Okay, I'm waiting for this. Okay, there we go. Now it's up. Oh, and it was on private. I was like, what's going on here? It has it on private. All right. There we go. Let's go ahead and refresh. Let me know where you guys are watching from in the chat so we can build up the algorithm. Drop a hey, how you doing? Let me know if this is your first time here, your first time watching. The topic today is Silhouette Studio and Cricut Design Space and tracing multicolored, creating multicolored SVGs or layered files from a PNG. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to show it from Silhouette Studio and Cricut Design Space. So let me know in the chat, are you a Cricut user, Silhouette, or hybrid? Oh, wow. It is 12 after 12 midnight. So it is technically already the 24th in the UK. Well, thank you for hanging in there, Tev. I'm going to make sure I care up and do this so that you can at least see the run through at least one time, since it is technically the next day where you are. Welcome in. I'm just sharing out. All right. Okay. I had to type it all out. Now we are going to finish sharing out. Strictly Silhouette Studio here. Silhouette for design, Cricut and Juliet for cutting. Hey, Professor from Georgia. I have both, but Silhouette is my thing. Yes. Hi, Joy. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us this evening. You guys could be doing anything right now. So I am very thankful that you decided that you wanted to click on the video and join us here today. Okay. You guys could be doing anything, but you are on here supporting the professor and my efforts to teach everyone how to be great at designing and being able to put together your own designs, do even if it's just like starting off with simple modifications. So I thank you guys so very much. It's always encouraging to see those ready to learn, like eager to learn. Always great to see you guys in the room live because I love engagement. I love it when you guys ask questions, follow-up questions. If you don't understand something that I did, if something needs to be repeated, I welcome those types of questions. Share this out, guys. If you're in groups that are, for beginners, they need to know this. You're seeing these questions in groups. Share them out as well. All right. Share them with a friend, invite a friend over to the live video so that you can learn together and, y'all can celebrate together. After the live video is over and done with, y'all can practice together and celebrate your wins in mastering Silhouette Studio together. So invite a friend, invite a crafty friend. Okay. Okay. We are all shared out. Okay. All right, there we go. Oh, well, let me move this down because I'm not going to be able to see. Okay. So hello, everyone. My name is Shakia Lavelle Pericles, also known to you guys as Shakia, the professor of HS Inc. 365. We are the home of the Honestly Speaking brand of products. If you are someone that is interested in getting into sublimation or you're currently in sublimation, even if you already have a paper that you are using, how do you know if what you're using is the best if you haven't tested against something else? So with our paper, you are able to get amazing results at a fraction of the cost. For one, you're going to save money on needing to always have butcher paper on the inside, on the top. How many pieces of the things from the lint brush you're using, the amount of ink that you're using. You get great results using plain paper, bright white setting, 365 degrees, so you don't have to turn your heat press up that high. You're going to get great results like this shirt in just 30 seconds. So it's a really high efficiency, hassle-free paper. Definitely check it out by visiting our website, shop.hs8365.com. Here is a tumbler, couple tumblers that we have made with the paper. I don't know. The camera over here is looking a little funky, so it might not be showing in the best light. And I'm also kind of pushed back some. Hold on one second. So clean y'all up a little bit. Woo! All right, we going bibbity bobbity boo around here. But here, ooh, child, I'm even blurrier now. Whoa. Okay, there we go. So there is a tumbler. Here's one we just did this week. All right. Oh, that light is too bright. Oh no, that would give me a headache. How often am I on? Every single day, multiple times a day. Yes, I teach you how to use. So let me know. I'm going to finish my intro. So we have the paper. So I do teach sublimation. I teach designing. My program of choice is Silhouette Studio. I've been using it for about 11 years. This is not a sponsored video. I'm not an affiliate. I'm not an influencer for Silhouette America or the program or the machines. I genuinely love them. I have 6 of them. They changed my business for the better. It saved my hands because I was hand cutting everything, as far as like paper crafting for events and things like that, and using a bunch of like scoreboards and stuff like that. So I absolutely love the machines. They can really, really take you to the next level. We're about to come up on graduation season. We're going to have some classes specific for graduation season. Fans are really, really big. That's one of the main, like the first things I started with, and the first 2 years, like that's the bulk of my orders. Like no shirts, no buttons, no tumblers, no stoles, none of that. Just graduation fans. I was printing from my Epson printer on regular paper, no lamination or anything like that. Glossy paper from an Epson printer, and then using my Silhouette Cameo to print and cut the front part as well as the backing, gluing them bad boys together. And I was swamped for weeks doing just that. Like I'm having my Cameo. I mean, I do have 6, so it made my life a little bit easier. But even if you just have one, you can definitely tap into the graduation money because they really, really like fans. Ever since the pandemic, people really, 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 really like the fans. All right. And like I said, I've been able to do that with my Cameo machines, and I have tons of videos. I've shown the fans and all sorts of things ton of times on both of our YouTube channels, and we have dedicated classes under 365 Creative Academy. So check out our videos on Silaholics Anonymous YouTube channel, as well as Honestly Speaking's YouTube channel. And consider going to our website, shop.hs Inc. while you're purchasing the paper. Also check out our classes. So I just did a video earlier, and then I realized I was about to do it again for those who had not seen both ways. I did it 3 ways the first time. I'm not going to do Illustrator again. You got to go back and watch that one if you want to see how it's done and how you trace in Illustrator, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm going to start teaching Illustrator. Do I use it? Yes. Am I teaching it? No, I have no desire to teach it. Pretty sure there's some amazing instructors out there that can get you, going and get you all set up with learning Illustrator. But I do often do videos, and I've actually had full-on classes for Cricut Design Space. Although I don't really utilize it like that. I mean, it just doesn't fit my needs, but I'm great at explaining how to use it and what you can kind of do with Cricut Design Space to make it a little bit easier to understand how to use. Even if you have a Cricut machine, you can use Silhouette Studio, which can be a lot easier. Well, I'm going to say less steps. It may seem complicated because it's a lot more tools and functions there. When you think about, which I discovered in the TikTok one, when you think about like how you go to send, it is a little bit more simplified with Cricut Design Space and the Cricut machines. And there's certain things you have to have set up for your silhouette in order for it to cut in the right spot. But as far as just designing and the things that you can do, a lot of the tasks are easier, or it's less steps in Silhouette Studio. And Silhouette Studio also gives you the ability to do a little bit more than Cricut does, like using your edit points and modifying, being able to, I know you guys like say slice, but you end up with so many instances of it, like being able to do certain tasks and it's just done. It's instant. So check out our videos or join us in our classes. We had some people that are enrolled in our 30-day training, and they did not know that they have access to the new live trainings for free. So if you're somebody that's watching this and you haven't heard the announcements over the past, we're 4 weeks in now, we have started doing the live training for Essential Silhouette Studio live again via Zoom. We meet on Wednesday. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have the study hall. That's where you can ask as many questions as you need from the original 30 days, the refresher. If things that we haven't gotten to, if you have questions about rhinestones, it is a study hall. That's where you come in and you ask those burning questions that you really, really, really need an answer to, because it might be crunch time for you. You might have an order that you need to do and you need some assistance with it. The study hall is the place to be to ask those questions. And then on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our actual live teachings where I have a pre-planned lesson and we're going to learn. We've done text to path, cropping to text. We did subtract all, and cropping. This week, we're tackling compound paths and welding. So that's this week. And then the following week, we're doing the line tool. Now, it might seem like, what's exciting about lines? Oh, just wait till you see. Because when you're doing text effects, oh OMG, those line tools and the things that you can do with them. Absolutely amazing. All right. So be sure to visit our website. Click on where it says Silhouette for Beginners. Even if you're not a beginner, you can still learn from this class because we teach you the essentials. We teach you the why, the how. We teach you the why, not just the how. So why you have to have certain things set up and do X, Y, and Z. All right. So check that out. We're going to do an elephant. Elephants are my favorite animal. We did this, last week or like 2 weeks ago with a different elephant. I'm going to do another baby elephant, and we're going to trace it out in Cricut Design Space, separate the colors on it, add colors to the ears, and then we're going to do the same thing over in Silhouette. And I'm going to let you guys be the judge of which program is more efficient, is going to fit your needs better. So my Essentials in Silhouette Studio class is $103.65. I know it may seem like a large ticket, a large amount, like right out the gate, right? We do have Sezzle, but if you do the Sezzle option, it's $115 because of like the extra fees and stuff. So you do Sezzle, it's $115, but it's going to break it down. You're going to be able to pay interest fee payments of like $25. But the one-time payment gets you access to 30 days. And each of the 30 days, it wasn't like a little 15-minute class, 20-minute. We're talking anywhere from 45 minutes to 3 hours for some classes. Well over 40 hours. Probably way more than that. I keep saying it's way more than 40 hours because a lot of the classes are 2 hours long. But somewhere in there, and we have 30, 33, 34, 35, like 36 actual sessions. And we even have some bonus ones. That was the original one that was done in March 2022. We went 30 days straight. Great lessons in there. It breaks down everything that you need to know about Silhouette Studio. But I kept being asked, when are you going to do this again? When are you going to do this again? Some people did not want to sign up for it because they thought that they would not be able to learn. There have been some changes to Silhouette Studio. So I'm not redoing it over. It's the same exact 30 days, but we are now doing refreshers. The original one, cropping, text to path, and cropping to text were 3 different classes. So in the refresher, we just kind of, bundled it all together. Subtract all, cropping was 2 different classes. We bundled those all together. So it's just a refresher. You still should watch the original 30 days because there's a lot of great content in it. I think I was it was a little bit more detail probably in that one because with these, we're just trying to get through the 13 weeks. So you can have access to all 30 days. We're doing a refresher session, 13 weeks in the first quarter of the year. We're skipping the second because I'm doing some design stuff. And then the third quarter of the year, we're doing it again. So even if you came to one, you can come again. If you still feel like you need more hands-on and time with the professor, you can attend the ones. Then it's all included for that 103. So it's ongoing help and support and education. You get access to an exclusive Facebook group. We have our very own community on the platform. We have impromptu learnings. We just had one. What was that, guys? Monday? Yesterday. Was that yesterday? Sunday. That was Sunday. And we had a live Zoom. We went through like some Tumblr things. We answered a question. So I'll throw up, I'll just say, hey guys, I want to jump on Zoom. So you have a lot of opportunities to learn with me and master designing, whether it's for tumblers, if it's for shirts, if it's for stoles, memorials, birthday parties, baby showers, weddings, for businesses, creating SVGs, creating digital products. All you have to do is learn the program and the possibilities are endless. So we help you to unlock your creativity. So when you pay, when you pay, let's say if you signed up right now, you're going to get access to 36 sessions plus 5. So I said what? 41. You'll be able to attend the session tomorrow, which will be live. You'll be able to attend the session on Thursday, which will be live. So you get access to the full 30 days, which you can watch and do at your own pace. And we're currently doing lives. We are about to hit week 4 of the new sessions. So you get immediate access to all of those. I teach from Silhouette Studio. Know that I teach designing. I teach graphic designing. It doesn't matter which program you teach from when you're teaching graphic designing. I teach the principles of it. As you know, King would say, methods are many, principles are few. Methods change, principles never do. So the principles of designing stays the same, and how something has to be set up and what you have to do to make it look like, X, Y, and Z. I choose to teach it from Silhouette Studio because it's absolutely free. Anybody, and I mean anybody, even if you're using Photoshop right now, you're paying for Illustrator, you pay for Affinity, anybody can download this software from silhouetteamerica.com, and you can start learning and creating all sorts of things. This is what I showed earlier. This is a yard sign, and I created the template, which I do sell the template, and all you have to do is plug in your pictures. So the template was created in Silhouette Studio. The words, all of the text effects on it, the shadows on it, all of this was done in Silhouette Studio. Adding the little drop shadow here with the fade bars. That's one version. This is another version. Designs like this, fully set up. I mean, of course, this is their logo, but everything else around it, I created, not the halftones, but how like the feature on like the words where it's split, the outlines, the layered and stacked on the Raiders. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 layers deep on the word Raider. Let's see. This was designed from scratch. The pencil itself, filling it with glitter, and then adding all of these elements to it. I'm looking for my pink cup. This was done in Silhouette Studio. How long do you have access to the videos? Forever. You have lifetime access. You never lose access. Anything that you pay for with me, I don't do like subscriptions where, hey, you stop paying, and let's say you were paying on it for a year. You hit hard times. You have to stop paying on it. Now you lose all of that? No. Anything that you pay for with me, you have lifetime access to it. Yes, this will prepare you to do all of this. All of it. This class is well worth the money. All classes have playbacks. You are so friendly and knowledgeable. I'm hoping to retire soon and have the time to take classes. So everything has playback. So even if you're at work, you have playbacks. And let's say you watch the playback, you have questions, you can put the questions right on there. I actually read them. I answer them. If it's like an actual question, I read them. You have access to the group. So you're never left alone. Whenever you have time to watch the videos, the classes, like the live sessions are there so that if you want to verbalize it and like you have a specific question, you can ask that question. But it's not like you have to be in the live Zoom. If you don't have 2 monitors, it's going to be a lot more of you like watching and then trying later on. But the format that it's done in, because we don't edit it, you're going to be able to follow along, see like everything. We give you resources, you get a reference sheet, you get a note guide. I'm telling you, it's absolutely amazing in how you're going to learn and how this program is going to be broke down for you. And next month, thank you so much. Next month, we do have, she says, I have 3 different sets of paper and ink. I only use HS ink paper and ink. I've had one for 3 years and never used it. You are in the right place, Barnett. And see, this is why we went live again. I was just live. So I just came back. So no, 103 gives you access to a full program. It's an ongoing program. So if you want to break it down like that, the first one that we did, that was like the first series of it. And there's 30 days in that session. And some days we had 2 a day. So that's why we have more than 30 sessions, because we did a morning session and an evening session. So that was that 30 days. Now, 2 years later, we are doing them live again, and it's going to run for 13 weeks. And then the third quarter of the year is going to run for another 13 weeks. So you will have access to all of those trainings. Every time we go live, you'll have an opportunity to. In February, we have an evening study hall session on the 5th, and this calendar's up. We have evening on, I'm sorry, the 6th. So on the 6th, there's a 6:30 session for study hall, and on the 20th. So it's not always like when I know we do a lunchtime live, maybe you can take your lunch and kind of peek in onto the Zoom sessions, but 2 of them will be in the evening in February on the 6th and on the 20th. And then on Saturday, we have tracing on the 10th and edit points on the 24th. All the other sessions are on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. I will be in class. I've had a Silhouette for 2 years and scared to use it. I only use Cameo. Huh? So you use the machine, but you don't really design in the software. I may not be able to sign up until February. No problem. You still have access to all of it. It's just that you would have missed those like 4 sessions. But the joy of it is none of the sessions are connected. Like when we're first learning, everything is its own. Every lesson is its own ecosystem. You don't have to know like what was taught the day before, like the session before, to now catch up, because everything is its own tool, and we break down the tools. Now, once we get to those last 3 weeks and we're working on design, I would hope that you prioritize some free time to go over the previous lessons so that when we get into the design part, it makes a little bit more sense. We're still going to kind of hold your hand through the design process. But if you watch those, it'll make those things make a little bit more sense. All right. So let's see. Over here, I got my roll today. Awesome. Silhouette has always been the machine I use. Wait, I do have Design Space because I thought I could do more in Design Space and then bring it out into other programs, but it's hard to do. So I've just been working my way through learning Design in Silhouette Studio. Let's see. Even if the cost of Essential Silhouette Studio seems pricey, it's worth every penny. I will buy it again and again for what I've learned, and I can always go back if I need a refresher for any lessons. I wish I had the money for your classes. So if you can't do the 30-day program, or I keep counting 30 days. It's not 30 days anymore because now we're doing refreshers. If you can't do essentials, at least do some of the a la carte classes. There are classes or there's challenges on there that are $5.63. If you struggle with tracing, challenge number 6. If you want to know more about, like, let me see, I'm trying to think, challenge 5. There's a lot. Shapes, alignment tools, compound paths. Challenge 5 has a lot in it, and they're just $5. So at least do some of the challenges if you can't do the full 30 days, because you're still going to learn a lot from the design challenges. Oh, you only use Cricut. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into this. I've kind of, answered a few questions over here. Now we're going to go ahead, flip our screen around, and I'm going to show you guys how to trace, to do multi-layer in Cricut and Silhouette. Okay. All right. So we're going to go over to Cricut Design Space first. I'm going to turn this light out so that it's not too much of a glare for you guys. And I'm going to delete this. All right. We're going to start by uploading. Upload, browse. We're going to go to the picture. that we're using for this example, which is this JPEG. So this is a JPEG. There's no transparent pixels with this, right? Do we need additional printers for sublimation? If you want to do sublimation, yes, you have to have a dedicated printer for sublimation. So we have the JPEG. We're going to go complex and we're going to go continue. It's now going to go over here. And it's like, I know this says background remover. And that's the one, if it was a complicated background, like it will remove it for you. But you can use your select, like the manual remover, to isolate the areas. This is tracing. I know tracing is a term that most Cricut users find foreign because you're like, no, we're not tracing anything. This is the equivalent of tracing. You're going to remove all of the white areas away and only leave the outline. When you have solid colors that meet a transparent area and you can see the gray and white pixels, that's a path. And the system will allow you to contour and separate those layers. So this is the equivalent of tracing. As you will see, it's going to be the same thing that we do in Silhouette Studio. When we trace, you're going to end up with the same thing that we see here, okay? So we start off by going down to the bottom. Like over here, you're going to have select. Oops. And you're going to click where it says more options. I know it's hard for you guys to probably see because I can't really move the camera anymore for those on TikTok. Well, you're just going to click where it says more options, and then you'll see reduce colors. It says unmodified, but where it says color tolerance, I'm going to put 80 right there and hit enter, okay? So now we're going to come over to here. And with select, you're going to click everywhere there's white. So this is going to isolate all of the black areas. So I'm going to click here. That removed everything, including the gray. We have to click in the eye. So we're just going to go through, okay? I don't want to go too slow and make it seem like, you know, it's Cricut that's like taking forever. So I'm going to move a little bit faster on this. I'm going to come back to that part. All right, I'm going to come back. We're going to remove the tail. So right now we are working in Cricut Design Space. This is the software that you need to be able to control your Cricut machine and set your designs up. You can set up from here to use to be able to cut with your machine or set up print and cut files and stuff like that. So I'm going to take this down a little bit to I'm going to go like 6. Just so that it doesn't take away so much of the black. Actually, let's go 20. I'm going to show Silhouette Studio as well. We haven't done Silhouette yet. I did Silhouette second. I'm going to do that next because I want to build up the audience. So I'm hoping by the time I get to Silhouette, we'll be to a lot more viewers on both platforms. For those who really want to learn how to do this in Silhouette Studio. All right, so I'm going to go preview. I just want to see what all is here. So there are some little straggly areas, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. All right. So we're just going to go apply and continue. And then we're going to click on cut image. And then we're going to go upload. Now from here, there we go. We're going to click on the image. I'm going to just do this one because this one's a better trace. And we're going to add to canvas. And now we're going to shrink this down because it's way too big for what I want to do with it. Actually, you know what? We'll just move it down here. Okay. I always duplicate. That's just me. Okay. So now I'm going to right click and duplicate. I'm going to make this one gray. So we need the black layer. We need gray. We need white. And we need pink. I'm going to start off with black, gray, and white. And then I'm going to have the pink, but I'm going to put it off to the side. So we're going to go, okay, that's gray. I'm going to duplicate it again. And we're going to make that white. And then I'm going to duplicate that one and make that pink. I'm going to put this off to the side for now. I'm going to select all three of these. I'm going to go to align and I'm going to go center. Okay, so they're all stacked on top of one another. Then we're going to click on the white and we're going to go to contour. It's down at the bottom right here. We're going to go to contour. It's going to open up this window. And you're basically wanting to eliminate everything except what you want to show as white. So we're going to go hide all contours. So that's going to just leave the black outline, like the background, the very, very back. We just need that there temporarily. You're going to click on all of the places. You don't have to hold down shift or anything. Everywhere that should be white, you're going to click in those spaces. That's going to reveal those areas. Then I want to click on the background. And you see the box. You guys probably see it on Facebook and YouTube, but the box jumped down. And so now it's small. We're going to exit out. That's all of our white areas. You see how small that box is. Now we're going to click on the elephant. And we're going to go back, the gray elephant. We're going to go back to contour. This time, now some people will probably tell you do the same thing and then click areas. But the gray is the largest area. Like it has the most sections that are gray. So you want to leave everything, still contoured, and you want to hide the few areas that you don't need. So right now, all contours are showing. We're going to click on the background layer, so the outline, and you're going to see that, like if you look at the bottom of the screen, it's going to turn gray. You're going to see his body is gray. So we're going to come here and click. Oh, wait, where are we? Am I on the wrong one? Hold on. I might be on the wrong one. Hold up. Yeah, I was on the wrong one. Okay, I'm still on the white layer. My bad. Oh no, okay, it was there. All right, let's undo. So it was there, my bad. So I'm going to click on contour. Normally I can see it and I didn't see it that time. So we're going to click here. There we go. So you see the gray filled in. And then we're going to click on the whites of the eyes because I don't want those because I already have that layer. And the white in the toes. The black area around the toes, we want to leave that where it's still selected so that it creates an opening and then we can see the black through it. All right. And then we leave the black, like you can leave the black as is, or we can click on the black layer. Trying to get to it is kind of tricky sometimes. Okay. We're going to go contour and I'm going to go hide all contours. It's only going to leave the black layer and that's going to be solid. That way I can layer all of my colors right on top of the black. That part is up to you. If you want it to still remain as an outline, you just leave it the way it was before or go back into contour and show all contours. Now for the ears, we're going to click on the pink. We're going to hide all contours. Then you're going to click on just the top, the head part. So I'm going to click here. Okay, that's going to bring that back. You see the pink and you can see the cutout. Just like in Silhouette Studio, if something was a compound path, if you have two elements, one is on top of the other, you're revealing it, it's like a cutout. So now I'm going to click on the background part. That's going to, well, I'm going to click here. That's going to deselect it. And I only have the pink. You can see the pink down here. So we're going to close that out. Well, it's connected right here on this side of the ear and on this side of the ear. So you have to create a break. How we're going to do that is we're going to go grab a shape. We're going to take that shape and bring it over. And I'm going to rotate it and put it right here. I'm going to hold down Shift, select the pink area, and I'm going to go, because now you guys have, I'm going to go subtract, okay? So it's going to, oh, it wasn't in there. So let me undo. You have to have that in like a very, very specific area because it has to cut it off. So when you place it, you need to make sure that it sits in between this gap so that it creates a break. All right. All right, so it created that break. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. All right. Now, when you do this, if you see down here, you're not going to be able to select contour. It's grayed out. So over here, you're going to go merge the layers. When you merge them, now you can contour out this part and you're left with just the ears. Oh, well, I left out the little, I left out the other part. I was supposed to leave that part. I completely forgot from the first one, but essentially that's kind of how this works. So we have created a 4-color black, gray, white, and pink layered elephant, all in Cricut Design Space. I don't know how long that took, but it took however long it took. Yes, it is a million steps. I thought Cricut was easier. What are we doing? That's how you do it in Cricut. Sorry, I missed it. Was this image pulled from the Cricut app? No, I got it from online. I just did a Google search for elephants. All right, now we're going. She says, "Silhouette me, please." We're going to Silhouette. We're going to Silhouette. All right. I'm just going to pull him into a different window, a different page. All right. Okay, so what are your thoughts? We're kind of quiet over on Facebook and YouTube. Over here on TikTok, y'all are still commenting. Y'all like, look, this team too much. I'm loving the engagement over here on TikTok. You guys are tapping that screen. We're at 8,000 likes, 8,500 likes. Thank you guys so very much. If you power tap, I'm pretty sure we can get to 10,000. Even if that was a long way, if you appreciate me breaking that down for you in Cricut Design Space, so you can be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna stick to Silhouette, double tap the screen. If you have any questions, if you have any feedback, if you're watching the playback of this over on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to chime in at any point, okay? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this in Silhouette Studio. How many of you guys, whether you're on, you says, why what? Wait, why what? Valerie, why what? What happened? Thank you so much for the rose. I never did that in Cricut, so it was good to see. I don't know how to change the color for letters like the O or P. Ooh, that's an easy one. All right, before I do this, I'm gonna show you that real quick. Let me show you how easy that is. We're gonna go O and P, capital O, capital P. I'm gonna fill that in with some color so you can see it. You can see that, right? You're gonna go release compound path and ungroup. And now you're able to change the color. That's it. Release compound path. We're working on compound paths this week. So on Thursday, we're going to dive into compound paths. Like you're going to understand everything about compound paths and how they work after Thursday. It was good to see, but baby, I'll let y'all keep Cricut. I have both Cricut and Silhouette. Okay. Or you mean you have both Cricuts, meaning the Maker and the Explorer? Or do you have like both makers? I like watching you do this and comparing those processes in the different programs. Hey, 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 welcome to the live, Lily. Thank you so very much for joining us this evening. I think I'm watching the live, but I don't know much about Design Space, so that's why I wasn't commenting. Yeah, you're watching the live, Crystal. Thank you. Oh, no, you have a Cricut and Silhouette. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do this in Silhouette. So if I can get everybody type in the comments, hashtag Silhouette, the same way we did Cricut. Put it in the comments, hashtag Silhouette. Oh, thank you guys for getting us to 10,000 likes. We're almost at 11,000 likes. Thank you for continuing to double tap that screen. That's the best way to show your love and appreciation for this free step-by-step. Everybody, Facebook, YouTube, hashtag Silhouette. Thank you guys for helping to push the live broadcast. I started in Cricut when they had the cartridges. Glad I crossed over. I did as well. I had an expression as well as the cake one. All right. So now we're going to go over to Silhouette. We're going to go to Trace. Okay. This is what the Trace window looks like. And we're going to go select Trace Area. You're going to put your box around it. See, I think it was just that particular window because now it's a lot faster. All right. It's force of habit for me. No matter what I'm doing, I always decrease my scale to 4. And then I'm going to go up a little bit on this one on my threshold, just a little bit. Okay, maybe not. All right, I like it there. And then we're going to hit Trace. Now we're going to click and move this. So unlike Cricut Design Space, you would have to go back in and upload if you wanted it to be like this for a print and cut or print then cut. In Silhouette Studio, if you wanted this as just a print and cut file, you want the colors to be exactly as it is here. We're going to be able to make this a cut file as well. You can do it as a print and cut, but if you wanted just this, you would just do your trace. I'm going to move this over some. And you would do what's called trace and detach. But you don't lose the image. That's one thing that I also love about Silhouette Studio is when you trace, you keep the original image and you can do other things with it. You don't have to go back in and re-upload it, re-download, like add it to it. Even when we did this in Illustrator, you still had to, come on now. When we did this in Illustrator, you still had to go back. Like if you wanted that original picture, you would have to come back in and place it because when you trace it, oh, that rhymed. It changed the actual file, like the actual image. Silhouette Studio allows you to keep both versions. Okay. The scale, I just took it all the way down. It defaults at 10. I just took it down to 4. You just move the slider. So for this one, we're just going to go trace and don't do anything to it. I'm just going to hit trace and detach. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for supporting the professor and my live videos. So once it does that, you pull this away. This now has cut lines and I can cut this out just like that. Okay. But we're going to fill this in with color. So we did the trace. You can see how many edit points this thing has. I don't know why the new version 4.5, this is one reason why it takes so long. It has 1,000,001 edit points. It's ridiculous. So now what I do to simplify this, because it's way too many, and that many edit points will bog down your system. So you want to click on them when you do a trace, double click to bring up the edit points. And when you go to the point edit window, you want to go simplify and watch the number of points drop. Okay. That's still a lot, but yeah, that's good enough. All right, here we go. So we've gone in and we've traced it. I'm going to fill this in with any color. We're going to release compound path. Once we release compound path, we're going to click on the background and make that black. Then we're going to click on all the parts for the eye, hold down Shift, keep it held down, and we're going to select all of the inner pieces, make them white, and I'm going to group them together. Then I'm going to click on this middle piece right here, because that should be cut away from the black, because that's a gap in the elephant's leg. Hold down Shift, click on the black, and I'm going to make it a compound path and then send that to the back. Now I'm going to select everything that is here, hold down Shift, click anywhere there's white, because I grouped it together, that's going to deselect it. I'm going to click on the black, that's going to deselect that. This is everything. Oops, I guess I clicked on the wrong spot. There we go. This is everything that's left. We're going to make that a compound path. The first part is done as far as filling it in with color. Now we need to do the ears to make them pink. I showed 2 different ways last time. I'm going to show 2 different ways this time. I'm going to click on the purple elephant now. Actually, we're going to make them gray so we can see everything. I'm going to duplicate it. So right click, copy, right click, paste in front. I'm going to make that pink. I'm going to release compound path. I'm going to hold down. Well, let's do it like this. Let's go hold down Shift. I'm going to click on the inner parts. And I'm going to click on the face. That's going to leave all this other stuff. And I'm just going to hit delete. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different ways. One might seem more complicated than the other. All right, now I'm going to click on those little pieces and the ears again and make them a compound path, because last time they weren't in the original. I'm going to split this in half by putting a shape over it, and I'm going to go subtract. Well, technically, we can do, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm not even going to do it that way. If you want to see it that way, watch the other video. I'm going to do this exactly how I did in Cricut Design Space. I'm going to get a shape here. We're going to rotate it. I gotta fill this with color because I can't see. All right, so it's going to split this right here. All right, I'm going to duplicate this. I'm just going to replicate it actually and just mirror it to the other side and place that right there. So we're going to compare apples to apples with this process. I'm going to click on the two shapes and then my pink area, and I'm going to go subtract. These are already separate. I'm going to hold down shift. I'm going to click on the two pinks and I'm going to delete. So same exact way, but I did not have to go back into contour or anything like that. I subtract it. I select the ones I want to keep. Boom, it's done. All right. Only thing I don't like about this is it's straight. It was straight in Cricut Design Space. The difference is in Silhouette Studio, I can double click and I can edit my points to make it curve and not be so straight. So you see how straight that line is? I'm going to double click. I'm going to pull this handle up and round that off so it's not such a straight line. So there we go. Apples to apples. Boom. Question, I'm new. What does compound path do? Compound path has a lot, like it has several different like functions. It can like releasing it releases anything that is like once you trace it, nothing is separate, everything is connected. So releasing compound path will release every single shape there is that's making up that image. So I'm going to go like this. And so if I make this a compound path, you cannot have individual elements when it's a compound path. So if I make it one, I just have an outline. It became one. Wherever there was an overlap, it's just one piece now. Now I can release compound path and I'm releasing all those shapes. And that gives me the ability to fill things in with color and customize it that way. Compound path, the same way someone asks about the middle of an O and a P. I can release compound path on this to either make it if I release compound path and then ungroup it, I can change the middle part to a different color, or I can move it completely and I can put something else in there. So if I wanted this to, let's say, I'm even going to go, let's go like, do I want it? Nah, I don't want to do it that way. Let's just do it. Let's keep it real simple and let's put a star in the middle. I'm going to make that a compound path and it's going to give me a star in the middle. If I wanted this to be, I'm going to take away the eyeball here just because it's a shape. And I'm going to make that a compound path. Now that's just one way compound path can be used. When I want to combine something and I want the pattern to be even across, I'll use compound path. If you want all the edit points to show up, you'll make something a compound path. To connect open lines, there's a certain way you have to do it and make it a compound path. So it has several purposes. We are reviewing compound paths on Thursday in our Essentials to Silhouette Studio program. It's learning everything about Silhouette Studio, a full breakdown, to learn the inner workings of each tool and function, what's their general purpose, how they work, everything. And on Thursday, we are going over Compound Path and its many uses. Far quicker in Silhouette Studio, I think. Oh, it's definitely quicker. Now, I was showing some other stuff. Now, we can go through this again. So I'm going to go through it. Now, even though I remove the background, it's going to give me the same thing. So I'm going to go through this just straight through, no talking, no nothing, and you're going to see how fast it is. So we're going to go trace, select trace area, place our box. I do it Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is a part of our paid program. We do it via Zoom. You go to our website to enroll. I'll go over it. So if you give me a few minutes, I'll go over the entire program, what all it entails. I think someone just asked me a question about the program because they just enrolled in it. So right now I'm going to go trace. I got to find that. I think someone just asked a question. Hold on one second. Got to figure out where was that. Okay. Yeah, that was on Facebook Messenger. Okay. So we did the trace on it. So I'm sorry. I was doing a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to double click. We're going to go simplify because it gives us way too many darn edit points now. This is a 4.5 glitch. It was not like this in 4.4. Or 4.3. So now we're going to fill this in with color. Release compound path. Hold down shift. No, I'm going to click off. Click here. Click the background. Make that black. Click on all the parts of the eye and the toes. Make those white. Group it together. Select everything else. Hold down shift. You know what I'm going to do on this one? I'm going to group together my face. That way I can easily deselect it. So I'm going to select everything that's here, hold down shift, click on the face to deselect it. And I'm going to click on the white to deselect that. And of course, the black to deselect that. This is all I have left. I'm going to go ahead and make that a compound path for now. That way my face is already isolated. We're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to do a different method here where I'm going to already create my curve. Make this 8. I'm going to duplicate that to the other side or replicate that to the other side. Make those, we're going to go to modify, detach lines, click, subtract. Why do I have 2? That's okay. Did I duplicate that? Huh, that's interesting. Why did I have 2 of those? Hold on. Oh, I did have 2 of them. I did not realize I duplicated that part. Okay. All right, so now that I have my ears, I'm going to make them pink. And I'm going to select everything else, hold down shift, deselect the pink, deselect the white, deselect the black. Everything else should be gray. Make it a compound path. So there's more than one way to do it. And see, my ears, oh, well, it moved, but it's okay. I can still easily fix this by selecting these edit points and deleting point. Bam. Even with all of this, it's still faster with all these extra steps than Cricut Design Space. You just got to know how to use the tools. There we go. All right. Let's see. What do we have over here? So the original image, it wasn't connected. Oh, wait, let me see. Let me go to here. So even when we trace and detach, watch this. I'm going to release compound path, and then I'm going to weld all of this. So his tail was never connected. It was open. That's how they designed it. Now, I can connect it. That's something you would not be able to do in Cricut Design Space. Where is my original? I mean, where's the one I did? Where is the one that I did already? I actually have a version where I already connected his tail. Let's see. Where'd you go? Huh. I have no idea where it went. I think I may have deleted them. Wait, let me see. Is that it up there? Oh, yeah, here it is. I'm sorry. So I did go through some steps to close off the tail, which you can do in Silhouette Studio. You cannot do that in Cricut Design Space because you cannot alter edit points. You can't move lines in Cricut Design Space. But I did, cut off the tail. So if I were to release compound path on this one, we're going to release compound path. We're going to do the back and make it black. We're going to click on all of the white areas. And make them white. We're going to go through here, deselect black, deselect white, deselect the face. Yep. Make that a compound. No, I don't want this either. Make this a compound path. And then for this part, to be honest, for me, I don't know. All that is like kind of cool, but I just feel like I'm going to do it the way that I feel like it's easier. This is the way, I'm doing this myself. It's a bunch of ways I can show you, but this is the way that I feel is technically the easiest way to do this. I'm going to make that gray. All right. And we're going to make this a compound path. I don't know if it's just because I like edit points. Yeah, so I don't know if it's just because I like edit points. To me, that way is easier and faster. But again, I like edit points. So yeah. So I prefer to do it that way. What happened to the eyes? Depending on, I'm not sure where you kind of posted that, but once you release compound path, you release all the shapes. So sometimes things will go to the front or to the back and things of that nature. And then when I isolated it, the whites of the eye, like the eye part was made up from the white. And so that just got pushed to the back because I released compound path and it came to the front. But it doesn't ever go away. Now, let me go ahead and do this real quick so I can get off and get back home because it's now 8:30. My kids have 30 minutes before they have to be to bed. All right. Here's essentials to Silhouette Studio. Okay. Learn Silhouette Studio. It's 30 days. If it wasn't for the fact that this was connected to my Klaviyo, I probably would change the title of this, but then I have to go in and change it in my email marketing, and I don't feel like doing that. But it's no longer 30 days. The original program was taught over 30 days, over the course of 30 days. So from March 1st to March 30th, 2022 is when I originally taught this top to bottom. It was the first time I ever did it broken up. Every other time I've taught this program, it was in 1 to 2 days, and we're talking long days, 4, 5, 6 hours. One of them was 10 hours long, which I know no one was really retaining anything because who wants to sit and learn for freaking 10 hours straight? So in March of 2022, I set this up to where I taught the program piece by piece, gave you bite-sized pieces every single day. It was kind of cool, but at the same time, because it was every single day, I don't know if it gave the students time to really like process, practice. One of the things that I learned when I did the design challenges, because it was only like once a week, it gave them a week to kind of play around, to not say play around, but to do the assignments, to actually do the work and then post it. I saw more work being posted when they had more time. So I've always asked, when are you going to do it again? We're going to do it again. Oh my God, I really want to learn, but I need to be in a live class. I need to be able to ask questions. I need accountability. I need to know that I have a class that I need to clear my schedule for on specific days. This is what, I was getting from those who wanted to learn. When are you going to do it again? So they were hesitant on buying it because they felt like if they purchased it, it was just going to be another class that they purchased. It was going to sit there because there was no accountability. It's a do at your own pace. So they were afraid that they were not going to do it, but they really want, like they know that they really need to, but they did not have the discipline. Some people didn't have the discipline to just do it as a self-pace. So this year I decided to bring live sessions back. If anyone who's enrolled in this program, whether you enrolled in March of 2022, December of 2022, January of 2023, May of 2023, December of 2023, January of 2024, Anyone that has this on their dashboard now has access to the live sessions. We are going through a refresher. We are doing 13 weeks in the first quarter of the year, and then we're going to do another 13 weeks in the third quarter of the year, where you're going to have a set schedule. Come to the Zoom. I'm going to teach it to you. It's more of a condensed version than the first one, but it still is the I do, we do, you do kind of format that we adopted into our classes. And you're going to have, homework, and you're going to also have study hall sessions. With the way it was before, I would always open up the class. Hey, does anybody have any questions? But because they didn't really have time to do it, they didn't have questions. So now we do a study hall 1 week after the class. That way, once you've gone through it, if you have any questions, or if working on a design, you kind of got stuck, you can come into the study hall session. Hey, share your screen. This is what I'm working on. This is where I'm stuck at. I couldn't figure this out. I'm going to have you share your screen. I'm going to walk you through it. And hey, so that's how we have it set up now. Any and everyone who enrolls has access to these new Zoom sessions, as well as the original. I encourage you to prioritize some time to go through those originals. I was in my bag, okay? I'm telling you, the breakdown in there is real, all right? But you're going to learn a lot from the refreshers as well. Just make time to actually, take advantage of all of the teaching. It doesn't hurt to have reinforcement. Even if you understand it from a refresher session, go back and watch those corresponding ones from the original 30 days as just not say a refresher, but it just corresponds with, it's just reinforcement to what you are learning. So it breaks down like this. The first 4 days of the original, we went over just like basic things, understanding the program, how to set it up. We discovered on Sunday some things that people are struggling with, like the boxes if you draw something, it keeps making boxes on the screen. Because they've never known that you go to preferences. That's not something, we go and say in every single video. Okay, make sure that you have these preferences set. Like if you're watching a live tutorial or just anybody's tutorial. So you're not knowing that, hey, that's a setting that you have to change. We go through preferences. We go how to save, how to use your library, where to save it at, what you should save there, how to maximize your 5 gigs that you get for storage in your library, how to not utilize that, use that up. All that's in the first 4 days. I'm going to skip to the last couple of days, because if you watch these, I recommend going to the hands-on designing so that you can see how the tools work together. Just watch it. Make some questions for questions. See how someone said, what happened to the eyes? As you're going through it, you should have those same types of questions. Well, wait, what happened to that? Even if you see me fix it, write those questions down. These are questions that you should have watching it. So I recommend watching the hands-on designing, as well as, so it's another hands-on design. We had 3 hands-on designing, same thing this time. We're going to have 3 weeks of that. And then you have Q&A sessions and stuff like that. So watch those sessions to see how everything works together. Then you can start going through the lessons. As you can see here, we did modify, subtract all, crop, compound paths, weld, divide, text to path, cropping, fill and gradients, basics of tracing, trace and detach, line and shape tool, line, color, and style, align, replicate basics, replicate advanced, edit points, offsets, image effects, rhinestones, the differences between SVGs and DXF files, and then the hands-on. So you can watch them in any order because they don't connect. And when it comes to the refreshers, sessions, it's so we combined all, for the text day, we combined all 3 of these. So here you got, several hours, and they were all broken up, and we did the refresher. Because we only have 13 weeks, they're all kind of compacted into one. But if you watch these, it's going to reinforce that. Here, subtract all and crop were different days. So we just did them together. Pass and weld were different days. They're going to be together this week. So we're going over compound pass and weld this week. The first week in February is line style and shape and all those things. Then it's, hold on, I just had the schedule. I just saw the schedule. Where did I post it at? On Thursday, the 1st, we're going over line tools. On Saturday, the 10th, it's tracing. The 15th is image effects. The 24th is edit points. The 29th is replicate. Before, replicate was 2 days. It's going to be 1 day, this time around. And you're able to attend it. And then we'll have a schedule for March. This, for February, we added some evening class. We know some people are at work. They aren't able to take lunch around that time. So we have a 6:30 p.m. study hall session on the 6th, a 1 p.m. on the 13th, a 6:30 p.m. on the 20th, and a 1 p.m. on the 27th. And I may end up adding some additional ones in there if we have the participation in the group or in the community, and it's a request for them. We have enough people that are going to show up to a live. We may add some additional study hall sessions instead of just one. Okay. Have you used the puzzle panel? I have, but it's not really. I don't make puzzles by cutting paper. I don't cut chipboard. So you would have to create it. You're going to have to put either glue it to chipboard or glue it to paper. So with that puzzle panel, it's just creating very generic lines. And all you do is just click it. It's nothing major. You have your design, and let's see if I'll do it with this one. So it's going to go from edge to edge. So around here, it's just going to create a shape on it. And so your machine, so all it did was, that was a box. Well, actually, it took away the background of it. You have to make an extra one. It's just going to create a box. And it just tells it where to cut. So now you're going to have a machine, and it's going to cut in those areas on chipboard or paper. Sublimation puzzles 1,000 times. It's really I still trying to figure out what was the purpose of them having this in here. It's not something that's very intuitive. It literally just adds shapes to it. It's not, nothing major. You tell it how many rows you want, how many columns you want, and it's just going to give you lines that will cut out. That's it. So you want to create a puzzle and save it as SVG. If it has, okay, it works better if, because this is an SVG, right? That function would work better if it was let's say you have this picture. This is what it's really for. You have this picture, you apply the puzzles, boom, now it's going to cut. You can't make a JPEG or a PNG an SVG. It has to be solid shapes. That's it. Now, if you wanted this to just be a solid color, hold on. So let's make sure that you duplicate. So if I just make this okay, it's the shape of whatever puzzle you want. If you want it to be a heart, if you wanted it to be, or let's say you're trying to create your own custom and you want to have someone custom make you blank puzzles, you can create this and have your own shape and know how many pieces you want. And then you can go and laser cut it. So that's what you're trying to do, so that you can laser cut something and be a puzzle. You don't need, sorry, I had a call. You don't need anything special. If it's a square and your puzzle that you're going to cut out is going to be a square, you're just going to have this part here. You're going to say, make it a puzzle. You're going to tell it how many pieces, how many rows you want it to be. And then you're going to save this. And now you can have, like, you're going to still need your actual one, like whatever you're going to put on it. If you're going to engrave something, that's a totally different cut. And then this would be your laser cut to cut it from wood, if that's what you're trying to do. But you cannot save the actual picture as an SVG. It has to be just a shape. That's how SVGs work. I know. I gotta go read his bedtime story. Thank you so much for keeping me on. She's like, we love y'all, but ma'am, you gotta wrap this up. You gotta go read Zani Mani his bedtime story. Y'all come back tomorrow. Y'all come back tomorrow. You hear? Thank you, LaShonda, for keeping me. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. I gotta go. Okay. The team has spoken. The advocate for Zani Mani's bedtime stories has spoken, and she said, I gotta go because he only got 15 minutes left before he's supposed to be in bed. All right. So thank you guys so very much for joining. Visit the website. Join us tomorrow. We have study hall session tomorrow live via Zoom. The link is is on your dashboard. So you just head over there, click on the link, register, and join the Zoom. All right. Hope to see you guys on Wednesday and Thursday. I will be live again tomorrow. I'm trying to figure. I have a box from our class last week. They had an assignment of a box and to create a window in it. So tomorrow I'm actually going to do some cutting. That's why I cleared my desk. I'm going to bring my Cameo 4 over here, and we're going to actually do some cutting from the Cameo. We never really see that, but rarely see it. But tomorrow we are actually going to use the machine. So if you have struggled with your actual machine, getting it set up, loading your mat, setting your cut settings and things of that nature, you don't want to miss tomorrow. It will be after my study hall session. So we should be live around, I wish I could do it at lunchtime, but I can't. So we should be live around 3 o'clock tomorrow so that I can get it done and then go pick up the little one and not be late. All right. Until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.